Namaste everyone, this is Avanti, and I know I usually sit down and make the videos, but आज खड़े रहने का मन हो रहा था, so here's a stand-up girl talk. We're going to be talking about periods, body hair, boobs, confidence, and so much more. And this is not just for girls, honestly, this is for any human who's curious about all of these things. And the questions I received from y'all were from all backgrounds, so I'm really excited to deep dive into this. And is it okay to have different sizes of boobs? Is it okay to have small boobs? I just want to say, all boobs are beautiful. It is totally okay and in fact normal to have different sizes of boobs. I have different sizes of boobs and I also have small boobs, so both of those things are true. I used to feel really insecure about them when I was a teenager, and especially when I was an early teenager, some girls would make fun of me for not having boobs because they were going through puberty and they had boobs. For every person who feels insecure about having small boobs, there's enough people who feel very insecure about having big boobs, so truly nobody can win. The only people who win by making us feel insecure and having us wear bras to cover up our shame are capitalism and patriarchy. So I would suggest that we just love all the boobs that we have because they're amazing and they're beautiful. I've recently turned 18 and I have no idea what I will be doing with my future, basically my career. This thought bothers me a lot. What should I do to figure out what my interests are and what I actually want? This is such an amazing question. I have a video on my channel called How to Find Your Passion. I'm going to link it here. Our society ne kaha hai that we have to go to school, get a job, and then go on and do all these other things. The fact is, in today's world, a new job is being created every day. And rather than seeking out what is the specific job, what is my dream job, I would really encourage you to think about what is my dream life? What are things that I care about? And how do I want to live that in all the different ways and aspects of my life? Think about Gen Z. We're no longer going to have jobs that are traditional in the same way. It's going to be creating your own path, whether that's doing something yourself or whether that's creating new opportunities within an existing company or a structure. I would say there's a few things. Really deep dive and think about what you're passionate about. It may not be something that directly correlates to a job in the way you think of it, but once you start identifying the things that you're passionate about, it makes a huge difference in thinking about what actually will make you happy. If everyone knew at 18 what they were going to do for the rest of their lives, most successful people that you see would not be where they are today. If you're constantly learning and constantly growing, that's the most important part. Hello Dee, I'm 16 years old and slightly know about breast cancer and its symptoms, but I know I have a lot more to know about its precautions. Please help me to know and have a discussion on it so it can be informative. Actually, my Aji, who many of you may know, my grandma, she had breast cancer about close to a decade ago now. That was a really hard time for me, I remember. But more than that, I would love to bring her on the channel to talk about it and to talk about all of these things. So if you want a video with Aji on breast cancer, women's health generally, because she is a doctor and does work in that space, let me know and I can make that happen. The one thing I will say though is get to know your boobs. They are part of you. Don't let them feel like a foreign object. One of the things that people recommend to detect for breast cancer, especially if you've had it in the family and agar aapke paas wo history hai, genetic one, you should do a self-examination of your breast, meaning feel it and see, are there any unusual lumps, are there not? And there's way more information about this. I will do a proper video, Taji, if you want. But I would say right now, get to know your boobs so you can tell if there's something abnormal. Do you shave or wax? What is the best way to remove hair on your body and your face? Is laser treatment for hair removal safe? Firstly, it is your choice to remove body hair or keep it. Society, patriarchy has taught us कि लड़कियां अगर उनके पास बाल है that's not on their head, then it looks not cool, not sexy, and that's not true. It just frankly is not true. It's just what we've been conditioned to feel. अगर आपको ज़्यादा confident लगता है, where you feel like you're more confident without body hair, that's totally fine, but please don't do it for anybody else except for yourself. With regard to body hair, I have tried all three, shaving, waxing, and lasering. I really like lasering, but it is expensive, महंगा है, तो I personally feel a little bit more confident without body hair, and because I'm on stage a lot, with the different types of outfits and costumes, it's just easier to be mostly clean, but a little bit of fuzz is normal and should be normalized. There were so many questions about confidence. Confidence in your own body, confidence in yourself, confidence while speaking. Itne sare questions the, especially speaking in public. Here's a little bit of my advice. When it comes to confidence, it's all about how you wear your confidence. The reason that fashion exists is because wearing clothes of a type that make us feel comfortable makes us feel confident. Similarly, confidence when it comes to speaking to others. I know so many of you have asked me about speaking tips, whether that's public speaking or speaking fluently in English. A lot of that comes from regular practice. Mera suggestion hoga that you start with one-on-one. I recommend looking at Cambly. Cambly is awesome. They are a one-on-one tutoring app where you have tutors from the US, UK, Canada, many different parts of the world, and you can learn how to speak clearly, confidently, and fluently. It's really fun. It's truly like having a conversation with someone. I'm just gonna include a clip right here of one of the conversations I had with their tutors.
I would say practice and speaking about things that you're interested in, right? Like developing your vocabulary in areas that interest you.
You can talk about anything, and it's really just a way to feel more confident and fluent in the language and just in yourself. It's a safe environment, it's private, most of the instructors are so friendly, and agar aap IELTS or TOEFL, if you're doing preparation for either of those exams, or if you're just looking for personal development or business and public speaking, they are great for all of that. So definitely check them out. If you'd like a discount, you can use the code AVANTIN to get 25% off. When it comes to your body, I wish I could tell you that I knew someone who was 100% happy with their body. We are just privy to so many unrealistic beauty standards, and for many, many years, very white-centric beauty standards also. Hame lagta tha that it's really, sexy to have very fair skin, blue eyes, whatever that might be. What matters is how you wear the body that you have and how you feel fit and healthy. Are we loving ourselves? Are we loving our bodies? And that confidence will shine from within. If you accept yourself, if you accept who you are, where you come from, what you come with. But it's all about getting more confident in our bodies. I said that now 10,000 times. Aman, good luck with editing that. So many questions. Did you tell Kabir, my younger brother, about periods, or did he already know? How do you talk to your younger brother about periods or sex or whatever that might be? I actually think that's such a great video idea, though if you want me to make a video with Kabir talking about periods and sex, please, please, please let me know in the comments below. I do agree with you that it is really important to have those conversations at home and across genders. Not everyone who menstruates is a woman, and even if people don't menstruate, they should know what's going on with over half of the population in the world. There were questions also about periods with regard to, does wearing a tampon or a menstrual cup make you lose your virginity? This idea of virginity, pehle to, is a patriarchal construct. I'm going to say this again and again because it is. Why is it okay for a man to sleep around with different people but a woman is slut-shamed by the same thing? Why does nobody check whether a man is a virgin, but with a woman, Hari Rama, is she? I think it's all BS. This idea of losing your virginity, the physical way of examining it, there's a membrane called the hymen, which is between your vaginal canal and your cervix and the rest of your uterus. If that ruptures, that's what people use as a sign to see if someone is a virgin or not. But guess what? Actually, the hymen can rupture from so many other ways. From cycling, from running, from physical exercise, from exertion. Kahin ladkiyon mein, it just does. No, it does not take away your virginity. Just because you have inserted something into your vagina, your vagina has been penetrated, does not mean you are not a virgin. Maybe your hymen might be affected, but that has nothing to do with your virginity. And if it's something you care about, I can respect that maybe it's something that people care about. Please talk about discharge. I feel like it's something that hasn't gained much awareness. Everyone knows about periods, but discharge is hardly talked about. I agree with you. What is discharge, you might be asking? In between your period cycles, during your period, most women shed blood, and they also sometimes shed discharge, which essentially is the lining of your uterus trying to shed, because what it was spending pure mahine, it was spending trying to get prepared to have a baby. Kabhi kabhi, right before your period, right after your period, maybe even through the month. I need to sneeze. Even through the month, we have discharge, and it's totally normal. It might feel disgusting, like, why is this happening to me? But this white colored discharge, it's often sticky, sometimes it's runny. And some of you may be watching this, especially if you are not a woman and don't go through this, you might be like, what is this? What is she talking about? But it's normal, it happens. If along with it you feel very itchy, that could be the sign of a yeast infection, or if it's a different color. Usually if it is white or translucent, thoda sa, like milk ke jaisa patla, then that's fine. But if it gets yellow or greenish or gray, in all of those situations, please consult a doctor, a gynecologist ideally. There were so many questions about friends and toxic friends and feeling very lonely. Firstly, I'm so sorry that you feel like that. People who make you feel that way are not true friends. I have a huge theory on different types of friendship, so if you want to hear my theory, so if you want a video on just friendship, please let me know and I can make a video about it. There were also questions about relationships. What age is the right time to have a relationship? How do you talk to your parents about relationships? The right time to have a relationship is the right time for you. I know, of course, it may feel like there's a lot of distraction when you're younger. I personally, my first relationship, real relationship, was Steven, and still is, hopefully will only be. Not because I believe that you should only have one person. I would be very comfortable, just because I feel like he's a wonderful person. But the reason I didn't have relationships in high school is because I felt I wasn't mature enough. So it's truly just your choice, but just know whatever it is, you have to be prepared to deal with the physical, emotional, mental, and every other consequence, because it is your decision. If you want a video on relationships, like a relationship Q&A, please let me know. Lots of questions also about sex and sexual thoughts, especially when you're young, and masturbation. Whether masturbation is okay to do before marriage, whether it's normal, sexual thoughts overtaking you and your mind space. Firstly, it is so normal. Think about it, your body when it's going through puberty is dealing with a lot of hormones, and hormones give you certain urges. The question is whether you act upon them or not, and whether you're responsible about them or not. If we watch a lot of porn, hame lagta hai ki that is sex, but that is not reality, because a lot of porn emphasizes only male pleasure. It also emphasizes a lot of truly just wrong misconceptions about sex. It's okay to watch porn, totally okay. It's okay to explore and to feel like you want to understand that part of yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the main reason it takes over our thoughts so much is because hame shame lagta hai. And masturbation is also not wrong. It is completely normal. It is healthy. Depending on how you do it, I would say please educate yourself on it. Read up whether it's in your biology textbook, if you have been to have sex ed in school. I made a video on sex with my Aji, which you can watch. I will link it here. And in terms of, is it okay to masturbate before marriage? Absolutely. Before, during, after. Because what is masturbation at the end of the day? It is you learning what you and your body enjoy. It is learning what is pleasurable for you. And there's nothing dirty about it, there's nothing wrong about it. Know your body inside out, accept it inside out, love it inside out. So that is my whole spiel for today. Agar aapko pasand aaya, please batao. And if you want me to do any of these video topics, truly please let me know in the comments below. And if you've watched till this part in the video, you knew this was coming. Please comment confidence. If you've watched till this part of the video, मुझे देखना है कि कितने लोग अंत तक देखते हैं. How many of you watched till the end? So if you have, please comment below. Confidence. Lots of love. I hope you're all staying safe, staying okay, and sending you a big hug.